Hello and welcome back once again to Grigsby's War in the East here with the Soviets playing the PBEM game. We are in the 1st of March and let's take a look here. Not much change. Got any change? No. He did move his units around. Almost full blown. He didn't even attack my cavalry. Okay. Well, seems like he's given up on the Crimea now, moving towards the ports, trying to get out. Fair enough. And the weather is not so bad here anymore, which also means what I'm gonna do maybe set new target. Why can't I set this as the new target? Oh, I have to target a city. Well, I can do it like this, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna target ports, so. And current weather is fair, so I don't need them to follow path. They'll have, yeah, they're gonna be fine. I did have partial escorts. It's a bit weird that these guys even cannot fly, but that's okay. Yeah. I'm quite sure there's no interdiction then either. Well, that's all I'm gonna do here. Let's see how many of them break down once again. I mean, the weather's fair now. Oh, he is flying. And I'm not. That's weird. Why would I be flying? I did tell them to bomb the ports. That's super weird. Ah, fuck me. Interesting that he's flying though. Ah, I must have messed it up there. Shit. Well, that really sucks. What does not suck is me getting out of Sevastopol now. These guys are doing very poorly. What about the guys in the fortress? Because I can actually detach some units now. And they have 17 there, so it's still quite good actually. 48, 46, as long as they're on already, I'll get them out. Not the 290th though. Huh. This is pretty funny like that. They're all rough. So I'll gladly take out some forces. And if he wants to go and fight them again, he can. The funny thing is, this is still an X with 5 strength. $72, so definitely these guys are very powerful. Yeah, you're completely unready. So you're gonna get there on a refit. Actually, I wonder if I can just get them out. Naval transport. Not far enough, apparently. I could probably send them out and get them into Novorossiysk. Sweet. I need 120, huh? Well, that is fine. Apparently you have some guys on the southern front still. These guys are also not doing well. But they are. Let's get them into the rough hex. And I will gladly start digging in there or something. I don't think these guys have anything, most like, oh, they do. Huh. Preferably for those, I want to use only cavalry. I'm getting also the bombers from here. Really? Why would they be included? Oh no, that's German bombers. Interesting. That probably prevented their route. They didn't even lose a lot. Here too, I'm very surprised about this. Alright, let's give them a heavy attack here. And they barely lost anything. Well. What I will do is encircle these, and I guess my opponent should have seen that coming. I'll get the 10th Cavalry into Simferopol. And it's a shame I don't have any Madden units. But I will encircle this, and that means I'll have another Romanian cavalry division and the 57th Infantry. I think it's probably worth trying to attack here. Could probably do better, but I'm not sure. I can't do better. Just have to go and pray. Now, the he will rout them. Don't get me wrong. But that will make it harder for him to get in there, and I don't think these guys will be able to get all the way to Yalta. At least that's the plan. Maybe I can already isolate them like this then, because I think this is a water hex. They are isolated, yeah, okay. I don't think there's anything at Feodosia, or there is, no. There's some HQs. Must have been hard getting them out anyway, so I took this without a fight, and the port was quite damaged. For Feodosia, that's the same, but I fought there. I have no clue whether the port at Yalta is damaged or not. But, I would say it was a good haul. Okay, I'll get them onto that airfield. Our 2 construction battalions. That's very nice. This is all rough terrain, so it would be very hard even just to take them down. And even with potentially destroying the Yalta port, that is still gotta be a tricky business. Hans Golnik, huh? I don't know how good those guys are. What I do know is that I'll be taking this territory. Now, I know I cannot cross through these ways, but it doesn't matter. He does have a solid line here now. So I cannot break through this, sadly. But let's link up with the units from Kerch. That's also quite nice. Right, I still need to actually defeat these units here. But I will move the 165th Infantry up. These guys can take care of whatever is here, together with the 9th Army. And these don't have to be super powerful. Take it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go here. Attach you to the 9th Army. Take off the tank brigade. This will free up the 2 cavalry corps, which I want to send over down here. Well, actually, these, I think some of them might have been mountain units. I don't know, really. These 2 are mountain units, so they can go pretty fast. I really want to try and snag these 2 at least. Obviously I can't beat them yet now, but I want them to have a lot of difficulty trying to get anywhere. They will kick their ass, but I'm praying they won't be able to move in there, or they'll be very weak and I can attack them again. They'll be pushed back here again. Whereas for you, I guess they're racing down the Simferopol path. Yeah. Well, that's something. So it seems like both of these got more manpower. That's great, so they're now at 99.93. That also means they'll move back into Kerch, both of them. And I will get these and these on the refit. With all this going on, anything that's weak in the Sevastopol fortress will go out now. And they'll try to arrive at the ports, so they can get some relief. Now, 176th rifle. I will need to leave something in there, so at the very least the 76th rifle will stay there, and the 9th Naval Infantry Brigade for the moment. Because those are actually doing marginally fine. Okay, I cannot get any of them out of the port for now, but that's fine. They'll be able to reorganize there, and I think Sevastopol is now 79. That's fine. Totally fine. Let's continue the rail here. I don't need it down here just about yet. And I'm sure the rail construction units will fix it up at some point anyway. Being very greedy here though. Fix up the rail line so close to the front. But I'm very happy to having that depot there now. That's actually very nice. If it's just regular snowfall. Weather air snowfall, the same will be in March. We already have heavy rain coming in over to this side. So that's tricky. He did find enough men to hold the front line, apparently. Despite what's going on down here. so this turn we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 construction medallions. Despite what it seems like, that's actually pretty decent though. So I'm not complaining there. But I did find the lack of losses on my opponent's side to be very interesting. In those attacks. What I don't like is this 9 for the motorized and this 12 for these guys. So I'm afraid that I can't really pursue this all that much further. And I'm also afraid that my units will suffer quite a bit. This is terrible, after all. The one thing that I think is worthwhile is if I can keep him on the back foot a little bit. It means that the more powerful units that he has will not be so effective because of threats on other areas. Like, he might have some powerful units here, but that might be negated if I can just keep his weaker units in check, basically. We'll see. Stuff like that is not super amazing. This might not even work. I did, okay. Whew. That already was a pretty tricky attack. Cannot even get into that hex, huh? Let's keep going. Keep pushing. That's already a bit tricky. All of these are in such bad shape. Ah, crap. Funny that, but the route was completely useless. He does have Schurner there. Holy smokes. Sad I cannot go into any of those hexes for the moment. How is my opponent's manpower doing anyway? Manpower, it's this turn it's staying at the same level. Alright. It's now again below 3 million. The cavalry can also not even go in there. Interestingly, they can go in there though. It's pretty funny. But not too funny. One thing that I can do well, actually they cannot go to either of those places. Wow. Ooh, really? 1.9? Ah, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Screw you, man. Let's try that again. That Nord division did save them last time too, when I had these overwhelming odds, and they still held. Okay, maybe you cannot attack. There we go. Jeez, doesn't make it a lot better though. My losses are phenomenal against that thing. guess I can try to expand on the bridgehead. Somewhat. That didn't go very well. There's Romanians though. Uh-huh. I'll try to cut the rail. Come on. I can't move one hex further. This is probably not a good idea. No. No, it wasn't. I was just expecting the losses to be lower, but they weren't. Okay, fair enough. Really? It costs more than 11. Oh, man. Well, that sucks. Once again, I'm attacking the Axis allies, but they actually have quite a lot of units. I don't actually think I can see something for the Axis allies specifically. It's funny that you can see in transfer man. My opponent has a lot of units in transfer, I guess. I still don't think so. Wait, I was on the attack. See, my opponent did attack. With 1st Panzer and 112th Infantry Division. It went from 184 to 9. I guess 4-to-1 odds do that to you. Dang it. Those odds are interesting, but they're not necessarily... Cannot... Ah, come on. They're gonna disband. Screw you. So now I have to find the ones that will not. Might just as well disband them then. That's completely useless. Okay, you're not disbanding. You're not disbanding. Come on. You are. You are. What a complete waste of time. Why would they even disband? And I cannot prevent it, unfortunately. Hey, I guess they don't want you to make too many guards units. Alright. That's one. You're getting disbanded. You're getting disbanded. So out of all those units that I took in, you're getting disbanded. Oh, that doesn't refit, that's fine. They didn't get anything, but oh well. One guard, huh? Out of all of them. Let's go and take a look if there are any other ones that don't get disbanded. One. Huh. Two. There are quite a few of them that that will not get disbanded. All of these are. If these airborne brigades, if they're gonna withdraw, I have no use for them. Because the only thing they can build up to is a guards unit. Okay. That's an interesting placeholder. It doesn't stay there. Funnily enough. Let's send you to the map. You to the map. You to the map. I will start going for only 80 plus because I think otherwise units will go back and forth too often. So only if they're higher than 80 will I send them back to the map. No longer 75. And then I guess in 1943 I will only do 85% and up. Although send other units before that are below 80. But I don't think it's that necessary to do 75 anymore. I have enough units on the map to hold my own, I think. So there's no need to send units that are just not ready. And we're actually getting a few less armored units in here. Which is good. Okay. I still have all these airborne corps in there, which are apparently also going to withdraw. According to this thing. I'll just leave them there if they disband. I thought that they were going to turn into something else, but that's what the manual said. But I guess it just wasn't true. Huh. Wonder if these guys were destroyed. Destroyed in the Brienne's bucket originally. Okay, well that's everything in the reserve. I actually don't have that much in here anymore. 50,000 men, 3,000 tanks though. Well, they're moving to the map. Eastern Front. Things are looking fine. With some luck. No, there's no airborne brigade that I can take out. I'm at 103. Whatever. Transcaucasus, I just barely have enough men on the ground. But I'm okay. I can actually go and send the naval infantry to the Transcaucasus, whatever. And in Northern Front we're okay. Yeah. All right. I'm probably not gonna do any more crazy attacks, and since I cannot move with you, can't see how much it costs, unfortunately. But I do have access to this rail line now for a pretty reasonable part, which is nice. No, it's already too bad, huh? Okay. 15,000. We'll have to see. Quite a few of those aren't doing that well Whereas, for example, the 32nd Guards, like these, they're actually doing quite okay. So I definitely also want to start preparing for the summer. I mean, I'm doing quite nicely. Fair enough, but I'll have to see how this goes. This is a very bad idea, by the way. So don't try this at home. Oh, come on, you already have tank brigades? Jeez. Alright. Total defense is now 12. They'll probably still kick their ass. Sadly. That's 3-1. No. Fuck. What kind of fuckface general is this? Jesus Christ. You're out of here. Fuck me. Even unready. Oh boy. What a treat. Alright, I will deal with that stuff later. Yeah, 3-1 odds just aren't gonna cut it. So I'll take a look. One more thing. First of all, with the cavalry currently being here, I will disband these. And I'm gonna disband this fortified region. This cavalry can move into this fort. I'm certainly gonna try and hold this area here for as long as possible again. Most likely he will then try to come into attack in the middle once the weather is good again. If he's gonna go for that. Right, I'm taking a break. So I'll see you on the other side. Taking Grigsby Rogue would be quite phenomenal. It's a lot of resource production, just like Kirovograd. I don't even think... Yeah, Kiev is mostly manpower, I think. How is it for places like Minsk or Smolensk? That's also the case. Alright. Taking a break. Alright, I'm back from dealing with support units, etc. as well, so let's continue pretty much everywhere. Take a look at everything here. Surprisingly, them at 9,000. Let's switch them up. And we have another unit at 10,000, which, you know, it is high, but not super high. Look at that. I also don't want units that are actually full strength at reserve. So let's make short work of that. Yeah, so let's also switch these up. And you should be on a refit. You can go out. Some of these ain't doing so well. Let's start with this rifle division here. Oh. Messed that one up. There we go. We'll take care of that later. I did put these over in these areas, put them on refit. They're currently still in Stavka because I have no army there. Which kind of sucks, I guess. I still have a few units that need to be shuffled around here, obviously. Now, you're refitting still. And to be honest, they're still at a pretty bad number. But I guess it's better than the 9,400 here. So as long as there are units in war shape, I will still switch them up. There we are. Let's refit you, put in the core. One thing I can do. Let's put these in their third. There's no reason for them to be there anyhow. Okay. D. 10th Guards, these are doing a lot better. This is already the 42 unit. Yeah, that's very nice actually. And then the next two will be in August. But the fact that they don't have Rifle Squad minus anymore is very nice. Quite happy about that. So yeah. Okay. That's reasonable. I'll still keep them there for combat prep points. 39th Army over here. No, I won't. Let's take these out at 8,000 and put you in. Let's get this 7,000 unit to units at 50%. That's really weak. You're doing quite well, also at 100% or at 100 combat points. Let's do that. And these are also part of the 56th Army. Let's only take out the 275th. And I'll rotate them. Okay. Now, 49th Army. Still trying to improve the position of my units. 58 is terrible. And yeah, they'll gain more combat prep points. If I look at Kalinin front, they can still take some units like these, but they have to be on a refit either way. '56th Army it is. At Istra. There we go. 4th Reserve Army. Also has units that are going down now. Let's see. If you're still on a refit, that's not needed. Neither for you. Neither for you. But they need to get combat prep points either way. You're ready. But even for these, I'd rather put them under the 56th. Maybe. No, that's not true. I mean, I want to defend Moscow regardless. I'm not too sure whether my opponent will be able to attack still. So I do want to have these full at the very least, and both of these should still, well, the lower one should be on refit, and the other one on already. What I did is I have 10th Reserve Army out here, and I now have 9th Reserve Army over here, dealing with all the fresh troops. I have the Coastal Operational Group Army and the Neva Operational Group Army deal with this over here with this line, and that's where I'm putting certain units. Also I'm gonna get some of these forts over to the Coastal Operational Army. And one other thing that's pretty funny is that actually I have Stavka, which is now overburdened. I actually have too many forces on the map, which we'll fix over time, I guess, but funny that these are at 43. Ah, okay, this is the 42 unit already, and you are as well. 12,800. It's 12,900. That's the full unit. Okay. But they haven't gained full combat prep points yet, so I'll leave them for the moment. 33rd Army is here. Well, yeah, okay, so there are some units that are so weak, like the 311th Rifle, that I still want to take them out regardless. Just so I can get some better defense. I can still technically take one unit. And that way, I have those two now. The guards can stay on a... That's interesting. 13-3. And your maximum is 12-9. Which suggests that they do have a different TOE table. 345th. Or 45. Hmm. "18 heavy mortar, 12 infantry guns." It's also the same. Weird. Oh well. Either way, I do want to have the 43rd Rifle Division around here somewhere. The thing that's weird though is you are not under the 11th, which you should. I'll take you. Now that defense is 25, and again that's a lot better. And I'll have these two on a refit. Over there. Next army is the 11th. They can actually reach that, huh? Well, that will help me quite a bit. Take out these two. Put them on the 3rd Reserve Army. Or not. Not both of them. Apparently. Yep. I'm apparently just gonna overburden them. Over here. Which sucks. But I need to have those guys on a refit anyway there. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. There we go. I think they should wait because they don't have full combat prep points. So let's look further down. We have 20th Army here. The Western Front can take 2 more units. 281st, 261st are actually doing well at this point. I will incorporate them soon. For the moment though, I have these two which are not ready, but I only need to take out 1 unit actually, the 93rd. And these are on 1st Reserve Army. Go. Put you on refit. You are ready. You're ready too. You have the most men. So that's a lot better again. This is one of the few tank divisions that I have left. Of the old tank divisions, that is. I'll just keep it there for now. That way I can keep refitting my troops. You're ready, but they can wait 1 more turn on the combat prep points. Unless, again, it's really bad here. And here. That was really, really crazy, by the way. 6,000 men. Damn. At least I have a pretty reasonable system here for doing this stuff now. Which is nice. Not all of these techs are equally powerful, but did my opponent attack there? No, he did not. Okay. Next up, let's take a look here on the 61st Army. They're actually doing remotely well. There are a few units I want to take out. Two units that are okay here, these and these. So let's take out the 305th. And put you on refit. Then here I have another unit under 10,000. That, and they can probably actually replace the cavalry, which is a good idea, because I want to send the cavalry down as well, actually. Over into the region over here. We'll see how that goes. I still don't have the capacity, say, to attack in all areas. Or in multiple areas, that is, so. Just maintaining these areas as places of defense. Yeah, they're pretty good, I guess. You don't need to be on the refit anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can actually go here. His cavalry corps also needs combat prep points, but I'll send them already over to this region. I might send them further though, but we'll see. Okay. Next up is 8th Army. 10,000, 10,000. Let's take out EU. They're at 88, but they still got a decent amount of reinforcements. So they're better than these at 60. And let's refit US. Well, that's 20. Oh, that's this army. Let's see. Need to put one unit on their 61st. That's fine. Third Shock Army. How is the Brian's front doing? They can technically take one more unit. Okay. I think both yeah, these guys are actually doing quite well. Okay, first of all, there are some units that need to badly reorganize or badly refit anyway. So I can't hold double lines there yet, if that's the case. Which I would really like, but yeah, I don't have the reinforcements for it yet. I would, besides that, I would actually need, say, 1 or 2 units that can, I'll actually say maybe even like 3 units that can reform, but we'll take a look at it. Next up, 13th Army. Rather problematic part here too is that I most certainly need you on there too to not get them encircled. Giving me only room for 1 unit to refit there. Units from this army are not finished yet either. So there is no way I can send those up. They will upgrade. I'm actually gonna send these guys over here and just keep them on refit for the moment. Wait until they become an actual corps. I'll just put them under the Bryansk front for the moment. Or not a corps, a rifle division. And leave it at that, but need to reorganize that a bit too. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna put these guys there to help out a little bit. It's currently all they can do. I'll put them on refit despite not being on an actual hex like that. Now, one thing I am gonna do is the following. Just move the 278th over here. And oh poop. No, I needed central front, not western front. Ay. What misery there. Okay, well, fine. This is also a bit of a nightmare like that. Both of these will need to be under the 21st Army. Let's get stuff got out of the way for a bit. Okay. In order to have units actually get up to that line, well, first of all, if the 377th, that's gonna go there. One thing, you're going to be put under the southern front. Southern front is going to be overburdened by 3 units at that point. And should have done that the other way around, because now they have a machine gun battalion, but two more units, and one of them is here. The Crimean front is also overburdened. Well, let's start here. So let's put these in the Northern Caucasus military district. All of these. Which puts Crimean front in the OK. And put Southern front in the OK at the moment. which means that Southwestern Front is even less, and 10th Army can be under the Southwestern Front. At which point Central Front is free to take up more troops. In a sense, it will even need more army, but okay, you can only take space in those hexes. Let's get the 385th out. Put you under 4th shock. Move them all the way over there. This is a bad idea. Well, at least an 11-9 is slightly better than what it was before. And let's put you under 4th Shock Army. And 59th will get you. Now that we've done that, they're all looking okay. And they're technically capable of taking 10 more. I could get something from the 53rd. Let's put you under Central Front. Let's see what we got. At the very least, this should not be under 53rd Army, but under 3rd Army actually. Okay. The problem is I kind of need an army for them too, so I need to put more stuff on the reserve armies, like the 8th Reserve Army. Like these two. Eighth Reserve Army. There we are. And I can put you under the Southwestern Front, and they will have a new unit to attack with too. That still means I need to take some units from it. Like you being put into Stavka for the moment while I take them out. You also need to take one more unit out of 53rd Army, which is this cavalry here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get these guys closer, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that works. That means that this unit from 53rd Army, which is also gonna squeeze in here. Alright, that's fine. So 53rd is going to move itself into this position. And that means that afterwards I can also start, you know, taking some units off of the line here, potentially. And this is just a very weak area. The 47th Army will, for the moment, yeah, I will actually rail these units. No, I won't. Need to get them organized like this. Fourth Reserve Army is all the way over there, huh? Eighth Reserve Army. Alright, now comes to the most difficult part of the reorganizing, and I guess that's the lower section. Now, to start with, I don't want to take the 190th. But I do want to put the cavalry in there. No, I actually do want to get all three of them in there, unfortunately. Then what I'll do is I will have these, at least one of them, go to Mirgorod. And they will serve as a reserve unit for the 10th Army. I want to get at least okay, I need to get them over in Galachina. At least 3 divisions. that will serve as a substitute for the second guards at this point, which I probably will send to the back for the moment to rest and refit, because there's also you can go in here. Well, oh, you can be on ready. You can be on ready. And you need to be on refit. Some of them are under the 4th Reserve Army. I do have a 5th Reserve Army over here. Wonder if there's a... Oh no, they're already on the 42 Mountain TOE. That's good. Just want them to get combat prep points under the 8th Reserve Army. And 55th, that's pretty reasonable. Let's get started though. I want this guards unit to move into this city here. They'll be part of 18th Army. These two actually need to be further out to the back under 5th Reserve, because they are just absolutely exhausted. And then you can be under 18th. They'll still be quite weak though, so that is the thing. Especially on this line where my opponent has quite a bit of units. I need actually premium troops out there. There are quite a few units here that need are under 6th Army that need to reorganize too, in all honesty. Okay, so they are again at 76, but again there are at least 2 more units that need to be put under the reserve army. Let's get one of them here. And one of them into Zaporizhzhia. You're also too weak, so they also still need to refit there. Fifth reserve is now completely full. Basically, I need you there. There and here. I mean, if my opponent decides to pursue, I guess he decides to pursue there. A significant portion of the road is bad there. To be honest, I kind of need to move these there, but I cannot put them on the rail. I mean, I also have these that could also technically go there, which I would gladly put them there, but they've also been busy repairing the rail line here up to this point. Did I already put a depot there? Yes, I did. Okay. Very good. If we're looking at this, yeah, my opponent has been flying there for sure, but he only controls Yalta here. I wonder if he can actually even get troops out. Now that these and these are also mine, I wonder how interdiction will go around Malta. I will fly around Malta a lot to try and get interdiction there, because it's the last port that they have, and their closest airfields now are here. That's quite a bit further away now. But quite a few air losses. Lost on the ground, 123. So he still had his planes there. Let's see which he lost. 20 German planes, 30 Romanian, also Bf-109, super nice. Some other Hungarian units, Romanian units. Also the Italian Hungarian planes, so those are really good planes actually. Bf-109 C7s. This was a good haul actually. I'm very pleased at that, really. Getting all those planes on the ground there. Which is weird that he didn't take them out, but I don't know. I need to try and strengthen that too, despite the paltry position that I have at some units there. Um, if my opponent decides to strike, I would not be surprised really, but the muds will come soon and he might actually not even try to do anything before the mud comes. So, we'll see. I am severely overstretched, so I should really try to take it easy at this point. If no unit that can go in here, it costs 5 movement from here. No mechanized unit or anything that could do it. Southern front still has too many units, by the way, so... Uh-oh. Let's start with this, and... let's just put you onto the southwestern front. Ah. I want to move southwestern front to Poltava. Okay, it's time to get these out. Let's at least move you in there. And... 131st here, so at least I have some unit. There we go. I guess they could be under 40th now, but whatever. And that's looking fine. That's also all I can do here for the moment. Do that, you're a refit. Second reserve, army. Nurse is on 9th, which should be fine too. Alright. I guess that's it. Well, not entirely. There's one unit of 47th Army, the Cavalry Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That reminds me. I want to switch those two up, but the only thing I can do is move Southwestern Front all the way here. I'm all pro moving the front units up front. That's also why I'm gonna put Southern Front over at Chaplino now. I have Crimean Front, which is already close enough. But let's move them over to Genichesk here. Don't I have an 8th army here? I might have already moved it. That means I would have no more armies for it. All these guys are all in their Crimean Front itself. Which means I should actually move Crimean Front as close as possible too. These all are reorganizing. In a sense, though, they should also come up there. Alright, that will be the end of it once again. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.